He is Basketball Hall of Famer Roy Williams. How are you, Coach?
Good, Rich. I hope you're doing well also.
I'm doing better for talking with you. Obviously, there's a lot going on with your team where obviously you want to cut down nets in two tournaments that are coming up, but then there's the huge rivalry with Duke on a senior day for you. So is this a scheduling thing that you like, that you can use? Roy?
Well, I hope so, because it's here whether I like it or not. But we do put a lot of emphasis on Senior Day. It's an opportunity to thank the seniors. 4 years of putting up with me, if for nothing else. But, there's a lot of stress playing at this level, a lot of stress at North Carolina and trying to be successful, and I think these kids have done that. The fans have been great for them, and it gets emotional for me because I realize that I'm not going to coach them anymore in the Smith Center, and hopefully through the ACC tournament and NCAA tournament I'll get a few more opportunities, but particularly Kennedy and Nate and Isaiah have done some great things for us all 4 years. They've played as freshmen, sophomore, juniors, seniors, and so that part is important. We do realize things going after that are probably even more important, but I do like to live in the moment. So Saturday is going to be a great day, and we need to play really, really well against a great team.
What do you mean by stress, Coach?
Well, if you're talking about with the players, I mean, you're expected to win. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You're expected to win at North Carolina, and I think the time demands for the student athletes, trying to do a great job in the classroom, trying to do a great job on the court, and seeing it come to an end as a senior, and you say, gosh, I've only got so many more days or so many more games or so many more practices. And it tries to make you, it adds to the stress to me because I think it makes the kids, I've got to do this, I've got to do more, I've got to do more. And what I want them to do is just be the person they've always been, be the player they've always been.
What's your relationship with Coach K like?
It's a good relationship. Everybody sort of giggles when I say it like that, but it really is. We have a great deal of respect for each other. We can go back 25 years being on the board of directors of the NABC together, and most of the time our views on what was good for college basketball and what was bad for college basketball, they coincided. We agreed probably 90% of the things that were going on, and I do have a tremendous amount of respect for what he's done. I mean, it's what he's been able to do there in his time at Duke has just been off the charts and stands the test of time against anybody that's ever coached the game.
And I know obviously you've got your hands full with your own kids. When there's a kid that lets his emotions get a hold of him,
you have to try to talk them down to be able to control their emotions, and I think that's it. And he is a fiery, competitive kid, and the tripping instance or something that he's not proud of. I don't think anybody would be, but you got to keep talking to them, keep trying to mentor them, and get them to handle the stress and the pressure, even the pressure.
What does the Duke rivalry mean to you?
First of all, I'm very flattered that I'm a small part of it. I've loved the competition. I love the games. I love them a heck of a lot more if we play well. There's no question about that. But I do. I feel very flattered to be a part of this rivalry that I think is the best rivalry there is in college sports.
North Carolina head coach Roy Williams here on the Rich Eisen Show. Do you ever say something, do something, and catch yourself and say, man, that sounded like Dean Smith? Does that happen at all?
I've never been that intelligent, to say all the things that Coach said, but I do repeat, so I just admit it right up front. I'm a copycat kind of thing. But Coach was an innovative coach and very innovative in so many things, whether it's on the court, off the court, his thinking, his attitudes in society and everything. And on the court, I'm a copier. If I see something that I like that somebody else does, I just copy it. And most of the things that I've done, needless to say, have been copied from Coach Smith, but I can also throw in some John Thompson, some Bob Knight, some Jerry Tarkanian, and some things that I've stolen from coaches in our own league, and that's just the way I like to do it.
Roy Williams of North Carolina joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. How often do you hear from Jordan? How often does he come in to maybe speak to your kids, or you reach out?
Well, last year at the national championship game, he came down to the locker room, he said, just to check on me, and I asked him if he would go in and say something to the kids afterwards, and I put him on the spot probably, but he stepped right up and did it, and he's a great supporter of our program, a great supporter of me because of his job and the way he's pulled in so many different directions. He doesn't come by a lot, by any means. And he's got the twin girls right now, and I think that needless to say, that's taking some of his emphasis as it should, and trying to get the Hornets going and the Jordan brand going. He's about as busy as he's busier than any person I've ever known in my life, and pulled in so many different directions. But our kids know exactly where he stands. I know exactly where he stands, and if I need anything, and it's not just that I will ever call him because I want something. If I truly need something, Michael will take care of it.
Yeah, I was about to say, please tell me your players don't think it's the sneaker guy who's coming to chat, right?
Well, kids nowadays think that Michael's an old guy. They don't even remember seeing Michael play. 15, 20 years ago, people thought Michael invented the game. It was a guy named Naismith that did that. But kids look at it a lot differently nowadays, but everyone knows the impact that Michael Jordan has had on basketball at all levels.
And now we're entering the NCAA tournament season. Then obviously behind that comes just an NBA draft, and then another year for you. Do you like the way things are set up, or do you think the NBA should change the way it drafts to have some sort of age limit where the kids stick around longer at your level, Coach?
Rich, I don't think there's one rule that's perfect. I don't think that Kobe or LeBron made a mistake by any means. I don't think it would have hurt them necessarily to go to college for any time. But I don't think it's the absolute perfect rule that they stay a certain number of years or go immediately out of high school. I think the rule that we have of being a year older, spending a year in college, a year away from home, a year of travel, and at a high level, I think that's good for them. But it's not perfect. Everybody says what about this, what about that? I don't have an opinion because I know that none of them are perfect. They say, what about the baseball rule? And I'm saying, Tiger didn't exactly stay amateur for 3 years and anything like that. Tennis players don't do it. John McEnroe didn't do it. But yet I do think there's a lot of kids that really gain some maturity in the 1 year or 2 years or 3 years or whatever they stay in college. So I don't have a favorite model because I don't think there's a perfect one. If I thought one was perfect, I'd definitely give it to you.
You still enjoying coaching?
I love it. I really love it. It's a fun time of me with the guys, and I think the more you mess with youngsters, you stay a little bit younger. And I tell them I am not of your generation, and I am happy that I'm not. And they just giggle and go on about their way, kind of thing. But we have some fun on the court, and that's the part that I really enjoy.
Yeah. What would Dean have thought about Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, Snapchat?
Oh,
Coach?
It would have been tough for him. It's tough for me. I have a computer behind my desk that hasn't been open in 7 years. So I don't email, I don't Twitter or tweet, whatever the dickens it is. I have a phone, and somebody texts me, I can text them back, and I can check the scores on it. But technology speaking, I'm an old gray-headed guy for sure. But Coach Smith would have been worse than me, I can tell you that.
Coach, really appreciate the time. Thanks very much.
All right, Rich, you have a great day.
You got it. That's Roy Williams, North Carolina head coach.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.